Good morning all. Thank you for bearing with us yesterday. I thought I'd still do a video of the day, but obviously not our usual kind of content. Back to normal today, and you'll see behind me in the shed, tractors have left the yard. So we'll be right out to see them shortly. Just a little message to say, don't forget to like the videos and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying them. Back to farming content from now on, no more go-karting. Thanks for all your support so far this year, this week, and today for watching this video. A little announcement to say, my mugs have arrived. So we've got black mugs, or white mugs, black handle, black inside, the Stevely Agri logo on. So they finally arrived. So I can send them out now, which is a positive. Still waiting on the big cloves order, but that'll soon be here, so bear with me on that. But for now, let's get back out and see what you're all here for and check in on some arable farming down here in Devon. Not the most ideal site to start the day with. Will just rang me to let me know the automatic greaser on the harvester is playing up, so Dad's gone and got some new fittings. Just trying to make the fix on that before we properly get going, which is a bit annoying. We've got tractors lined up about half a mile back the road in each lay-by, just waiting to finally get going. So as you probably guessed there, we're harvesting beet today. Looking at the field, I'm not entirely sure how it is going to turn out. We'll see once we get going what it's looking like, but there seems to be a lot of individual beet here, but to my eye, which might not be the best judgment, they don't look all that big, so we'll see. That's the pessimist in me talking. So what we're doing here is the automatic greaser stopped working. Just manually pushing grease down the lines instead. So the fix is going to be a bit more than a quick, easy job in the field, and we obviously want to be getting on and getting this beet out the ground. So Harry's just greasing up the third of the 3 lines now. And he looks thrilled about it. So I wasn't sure what the yield was going to look like, but you can see he's brim full and he's only been down one and a half times, so there's a fair bit of beet here really, looking at it. We'll have a better idea once he's knocked off a bit of the field. Our plan is to try and load over the hedge here as we have before. Harry's just lining up, trying to get in a sensible spot for Will to be able to unload into him. The hedge, we don't know whether the hedge is just a little bit too wide or not, but we'll have a try. To test to see how close we can get to the hedge and still get that elevator close enough or far enough into the road. So we're going to try a bit further down and make their mind up. Obviously in there it looks a little bit too wet and the hedge a little bit too wide. So we have found a spot. So we're going into the Joskin at the moment. Andrew is going back to get the high tip trailer, just in case this isn't going to work out as a ideal solution. But at the moment we're unloading fine there, so that's good. And yeah, we'll get a better idea shortly on how much beet is in the field. Will usually knows based on how far he's gone. So obviously taking 6 beds at a time, he knows roughly whether it's looking good or not, so gives us a nice idea and good chance to compare it to fields we've already done. We're going back through a few a few harvester whips up. You can see just here, it's a little bit wet in places, but on the whole, field's pretty dry. It's quite nice underfoot. So it's held up well with the rain we've had. At the moment, Will's got a passenger in there. Steve's keeping a close eye on proceedings. Dad's not on a trailer today. He's got to get back reasonably early because he's got one of his grandson's Christmas concert, which I'm sure he's really excited for. And then his other grandson, Ronnie, is 1 today, so later on we'll be celebrating that. And I know what you're thinking, I'm far too young and handsome to have a 1-year-old, but it's true. Ronnie is now 1. So yeah, I'm not sure where that year's gone. It's been nearly a year of this YouTube channel as well. Time is flying. You see from here, you can see how much higher the harvester is than the trailer, which makes it ideal. Putting much less pressure on the flights on the elevator. Not having to shoot that beat quite as high, you can shoot it more horizontal than vertical, which is good. Harry's just taking a second tip and he'll be on his way. So it's been a while since I've had the drone up recording any action really. This is obviously double speed, as the harvester definitely doesn't move that fast. Just give you an idea of whereabouts we are in the world and how that machine's working. You can see here the ground's quite nice and dry underneath it, but he is approaching that little wet spot that I mentioned before. So we're up there, Tor Estuary behind us, as you can see there in the distance. It's a lovely view, lovely place to be working. If we just get a bit closer to the action now, just as he's getting towards that wetter part of the field, you can see the wheels spinning a bit and digging in, which Will probably wasn't that pleased that I was recording at this point, but just showing you the worst part of the field, I imagine. But he's battling his way through it. This is now normal speed. You can see that he's slowly pushing his way through and having to lift that header and get himself moving. If you can hear any background noise at the moment, that is the harvester driving past the van, as I'm recording this in the van. So you can see the difficulty in trying to get yourself through the mud is you can't just turn your back wheels and kind of shimmy your way out without wiping out a row of beet. So it can be difficult, but he's got himself through that bit and back running fine again. So I'll just bring the drone up a bit higher and get above the machine and just show you the tank and show you the augers working in there and that tank filling. So at this point, the machine is actually stopped, but he'll quickly start up again, get himself going and get that tank filled before he empties into another trailer. And we've shown you previously in other videos how the machine works and how that beet works its way under the machine and up into that final tank. And that will be the last of the day's drone footage. Just a quick winter wheat update from that same block of land. So this was drilled 30th of September. I believe this may be X days, which is very early to drill that variety. The thought process behind it was that historically this field's been a bit wet and it was trying to get that crop, as X days is a quick early crop. It gets out the ground with some good vigour, get it out the ground, up and out, away from that wet seed bed. But as you can see from the tram lines, this field isn't really suffering with any wet spots in it. This field it's had its pre-em, it's had 3 acre sides due to how mild it's been. And this is the tram lines. You can see the crop's still growing quite nicely underneath them. It's hardly marked the field. So that's a little update from one of these wheat fields. Anyway, we've got 3 different varieties being grown on this block of ground. But I just thought, as I was opposite, and they're just harvesting the beet there. You can see that being unloaded behind me. I thought I'd give you a little update on what the crop's looking like for next year. You can see a bit of rabbit damage towards the top of the field, which isn't ideal, but that's what we've got to deal with. So Will's now, as you can see, he's dug out quite a few whips here. He's now heading round the headland of the field. He's going to make his way back around to this gate. I've got to hold on just to give him his lunch because I've got that in the van for him, and then I'll shoot back. Report from Dad and Will is that it's actually looking like it's turning out pretty well. Like I say, there's the germination percentage here looks really good. Like, there's no gaps, there's no areas where you think don't look as good and are a bit patchy. But yeah, there are places where the beet's not as big, but obviously that's made up for with just the number of them. So overall it looks like a pretty positive field. Obviously the time will tell in terms of when it's chopped and washed and weighed. We'll have a much better idea, but for now it's looking okay. And up here it's about 45 acres. We've got 3 fields in up here of beet, so as long as it's all looking reasonably similar, it seems like it will be a positive crop, which is good. Yeah, we'll see as the season goes on and as we make our way through this block how it turns out. But we've moved here from where we were purely because we thought it would be a bit drier and easier to dig after the rain that we have had, and yeah, that is proven the case. It does seem like this ground's held up quite nicely, so it's always nice when a decision's made and it turns out to be the right one. So back at the AD plant, around the back of the silage clamps where the washer is, we've got the first 2 loads tipped. We're just catching up now with the third tractor and trailer back. Josh just make his way round the washer. And get his load tipped. I think the plan today is to everyone run the loop twice. So that'll give us 10 loads tipped out. A decent amount of beet stacked up then to get on with washing over the next week or so. Tailgate up first and then tip the trailer. Always in that order, hey Josh? That's a private joke. You can make your own mind up as to what may have happened. So he'll head back up to the North Devon coast to pick up a second load. And from talking to Will, that is the plan for today, for everyone to do 2 and then call it a day. So a bit of a different end to today's video. I forgot all about the end of the video, to be honest. Left work a bit early to get back and see this little man on his birthday, watch him open a few presents and open some cards, and just thought to myself, completely forgot about the last few hours of the day. So that will be all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for watching this week, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.